Hey everybody, Mr. Lake here to be your tour guide through section 5.5 in the biology notes. Today we're going to talk about RNA. We're going to specifically address the questions of how DNA and RNA are alike and different, because they sure sound similar, and in fact, they sure are similar, but there's some key differences that you've got to know. And also, we will discuss the 3 different types of RNA, which is going to be really important to know when you get into section 5.6 and you learn about how proteins are made from the instructions in the DNA molecule. So, are you ready, kids, to talk about some RNA? Sorry, that was bad. But it gives me a chance to make up for it with a much better pirate joke that I definitely did not prepare specifically for this video. Do you want to hear it? Too bad, you can't stop me. Do you know what you call it when a pirate talks real quiet, real close to the microphone like this? It's called ASMR. All right, let's do some biology, shall we? So, we are going to talk about how DNA is the code for making proteins, but before we get there, you need to know a little bit more about this molecule called RNA, because both DNA and RNA are essential components of the process of making proteins. So, what makes RNA different from DNA? Well, there's 3 things. First of all, it's a single-stranded molecule. Rather than being a double helix, it ends up just being a single helix. There is no second strand bonded to it. Actually, so that you can see this video or this image a little bit better, I'm going to disappear for a second. Whoop! RNA also contains a different sugar. It's not deoxyribose, it's just ribose sugar. So that's where the R and the D come from in RNA and DNA. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid because it contains deoxyribose, and RNA is ribonucleic acid because it contains ribose. And lastly, RNA contains uracil anywhere where you would normally have a thymine if it were a DNA molecule. And that's it. Otherwise, they are the same thing. And really, the difference between ribose and deoxyribose is 1 oxygen atom, which is really not very much. So RNA and DNA are almost the same thing. They all contain adenine and they all contain adenine and guanine and cytosine, but DNA contains thymine, RNA contains uracil. They have different sugars, and because of that, because of the difference in the structure of the sugars and the difference in the structure of thymine versus uracil, RNA always ends up being a single-stranded molecule. There are 3 important types of RNA that you're going to need to know to go forward. The first is mRNA, which is short for messenger RNA. This is arguably the most important type of RNA. This is the type of RNA that basically carries a copy of the instructions in the DNA molecule to this protein complex called a ribosome, which is what's actually going to make the proteins. Sorry, that was a spoiler, and I didn't warn you. I'm sorry. We are going to talk about ribosomes in the next lecture. I should have told you that was a spoiler. My bad. At least it wasn't a bad one. At least I didn't say like Iron Man's going to die or something. The next type of RNA you need to know is tRNA, which is short for transfer RNA. This is the device that's actually going to carry and deliver each amino acid to the ribosome, which again is where the protein is going to be made. So basically, the ribosome is going to be reading the mRNA and calling out what amino acids it needs, and the tRNAs are going to come and deliver those to the ribosome. And then lastly, rRNA, which stands for ribosomal RNA, actually forms a part of the structure of the ribosome. So all 3 types of RNA have something to do with the ribosome, because the ribosome is what's actually going to make proteins from the instructions in the DNA. But the DNA isn't going to directly give its instructions to the ribosome. It's going to deliver it via a mRNA molecule. I'm going to go back a couple slides. And then that mRNA molecule is going to interact with the rRNA in the ribosome. And the ribosome is going to call out for amino acids, which will be delivered by the tRNA. Now, if it sounds like I'm talking a bunch of gibberish right now and I'm not making any sense, hey, that's okay. I'm going to come back just to reassure you that it's okay, because that is really what we're going to be diving into in section 5.6. So if everything I just said about how these things interact with the ribosome didn't make sense, don't worry. We're going to cover that in a lot more detail with a lot more explanation in the next section. So there you have it. Now you know how DNA and RNA are different. Now you know what the 3 different types of RNA are. Now you know that I'm a big dork and I tell terrible jokes, and you have a couple of terrible jokes to add to your arsenal next time you need to just dig one out for whatever reason. So you're welcome, and I will see you next time.